What's going on, guys? I just got my package in from Adrenaline Off-Road. I took advantage of their Black Friday sale. I got rock lights and I got wheel lights. I think the total was about, I think it was $664. But I got lanyard, air freshener, flag, instructions, sticker. These are license plate LED lights, and then here are the wheel lights. If your wheel is over 20 inches, you have to order the 17-inch wheel lights. And these came with the extensions, which I need for my truck. I just figured that out with the rock lights. Luckily, it came with this package. Here's all your wiring to run from the wheel lights to the battery. And these are the doubles. So I have LED strip on the outside and the inside, so they should be pretty bright. It's pretty impressed with the rock lights. You guys can check that video out. It should be up before this one since it's already done. But yeah, let's get straight into the install of these wheel lights. Alright guys, I'm at the front driver's side now. Like I said, I'm gonna video the process for you guys. Took the wheel and tire off. Pretty simple, you guys should know how to do that. I'm gonna take this bolt and there's another bolt right here. Gonna take that bolt off, then that loosens your caliper. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, oh wow, that one does not have a screw. Yeah, that's probably not good, I don't know. The other side had a screw that went in there. Yeah, that's new. Never noticed that. But anyway, gonna take those two out. I'm gonna pull the rotor out to the end of these bolts. That way I have enough room to work in here to get my placement, figure out where I want to drill, pre-drill, and then put my bolts in. Alright guys, I'm gonna use a breaker bar, which I recommend. You can pick one up for 20 bucks at O'Reilly's, but it's 13/16. I'm gonna take those two bolts off real quick. All right guys, took the two bolts out. Now, just make sure that this is not, the caliper does not fall. Just pull the entire rotor toward you. Just like so. I pull it all the way to the end. Literally be careful, make sure it doesn't fall on your feet or anything. Gives you plenty of room to work with back here to take your brackets off of your wheel lights. And like I said, it says to take 4. My truck, I've got a 3500 diesel, and it'll literally only fit 3, but I start here obviously, and then one here and then one on the bottom. And I think I showed it in an earlier clip, but I went to Lowe's and bought these. They're little machine bolts, but it's a whole lot better than the self-tapping screws that came with the kit, in my opinion. And since I can't get 4 brackets on there, I figured this would be a little bit safer. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys how I get my fitment. I take a Sharpie and just hold it. If you have someone to help you, it's a lot easier for them just to hold it. But yeah, I'm just gonna mark it with a Sharpie and then I'm gonna pre-drill it. Alright y'all, my camera died on me. I'm probably gonna wait and do the back tomorrow, just so my camera can charge up and I can actually go through doing one of these full motion and show you guys. But I just hold this, these little pliers are here. Hold this, and then on the back, as you can see, I just use this right here and just slowly, you know, tighten it down. You don't want to over tighten it. I actually broke one of them by over tightening it. Got these in. I need to tighten them down. I also went from the back with the drill on those two. Then, oh, the bottom down here. I think you can see it. Alright guys, after you get done, make sure you've got a decent little gap all the way around, and then I like to spin and look up in there and make sure that those, whether you put in self-tap screws or whatever, make sure it's not rubbing up against the rotor. And then obviously tighten your caliper back down. And I probably went a little excessive with the zip ties, but zip tie all the way around just to make sure that double-sided tape doesn't come loose. And then obviously snip these right here. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and go eat some dinner, and come back and do the back. All right, you guys, I'm on the back, driver's side. Same as the front. You gotta take the caliper, loosen it at least. And as you can see, put Loctite on mine. It looks like it was a bitch and a half to get off, so you're gonna need a breaker bar. If it was as hard as mine, you might can get away with a bigger ratchet, but that little thing ain't gonna work. Yeah, take those out, and same as the front. Obviously, take your wheel and tire off, and I'll show you the process on the back, you guys. All right, you guys, I decided to keep on going just because I'm ready to get done with this. But good news and bad news. On the back, on my truck at least, I can get this shit to work. So on the back on mine, the problem I was running into on the front, which I'm not a fan of these self-tapping screws anyway, but on the front, if I put the self-tapping screws in from the back, then the end of the self-tapping screws was gonna scratch my rotors up pretty good. So not doing that, obviously. So that's why I went with the bolts, and the bolts are just more secure in my opinion anyway. But in the back, as you can see, which you can't do it that great with one hand, but it's a bigger gap between the dust shield and the rotor. So I am just gonna tap these screws in the back, pray to God that they hold. But yeah, super simple, but I'll show you guys the process. If you have someone to help you and they can just hold it and you can literally just self-tap them in, it's a piece of cake. But if you're by yourself, you can just make some, use a Sharpie or something, and then go behind it. And sitting here looking at it, I'm gonna run into a problem with this being in the way to screw it. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Alright guys, you want this wire to run, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the brake line runs right here. You don't have to do it this way, but for the cleanest look, in my opinion, you want to run these wires straight up with these. So, and if you fit it, as you can see, I'm going to have to remove this bracket and this bracket because of the caliper back here. So and to do that, if it comes with zip ties, you're gonna have to clip the zip ties and just peel it back, and there's a little screw that holds it in. You just take it out and the bracket comes right off. Same with this one, just clip these, peel it back, and then unscrew it. All right, you guys, I actually had to remove the third bracket because it would not go over the rotor, which I'm about to show you guys. You just kind of finesse it through. Put the brackets at the back, and then just kind of come down like that, and there you go. And once you get it like this, then you can just leave it dangling, and then put the third bracket back on there. All right guys, the next day, got the battery charged up, got my little headlamp charged up. Hopefully we can get this wrapped up today. I gotta say, the rock lights were way easier to install than doing these wheel lights. And honestly, if I wasn't making a YouTube video on it, I'd just pay for it. I think I called a local shop. I'm in North Carolina, and it was like $300. That might be a lot of money, but this was kind of a headache, honestly. Once you get the first one done, you know, after multiple attempts, figuring out if the self-tapping screws will work, or if you need little bolts, run to Lowe's, etc., etc. Once you get the first one figured out, it's not that bad, but I would just pay for it. If I had to do it again, I'd pay for it. But yeah, if you guys don't have the money, or you know, you're on a budget, whatever, you can do it yourself. I mean, I sit at a desk all day, and if I can do this, you guys can do it, I promise. So yeah, let's get straight back into it. All right, guys, like I said, just let it sit over here. You do not need to remove the caliper for the back. Get you a Sharpie, or if you have someone to help you, you can go ahead and drill while they hold it, but working alone, so make sure that you have space at the caliper. Make sure the wheel light is not sitting on the caliper. Make sure it's not touching anywhere around. And then you're gonna make your marks. All right, guys, I'm under the truck. Here's my 3 marks, but I'm gonna use the top one just so it'll kind of sit flush. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up on it, but it's like these little raised parts as part of the dust shield. But make sure that the drill bit that you use obviously is smaller than the self-tapping screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, wear safety glasses when you do this. All right, guys, got my PPE on. Yeah, make sure when you're drilling through, you don't knock the shit out of your rotor like I just did. It's not gonna hurt it, but. Guys, I know I look like an idiot. The camera's on the floor, but this headlamp right here, 20 bucks for 2 on Amazon, and as you can see, you can cut it on with your hand. It's got 4 different settings. Best $20 I've ever spent. But anyway, let's get back to the video. All right, guys. I actually found it's easier to just use a screwdriver for these self-tapping screws, because with a drill, you're just gonna strip the threads. But I'm actually just gonna be able to do 2 on this back one, and these are pretty secure. But I am gonna remove that top bracket because I have no way to drill from here, and I'm not taking the rotors off. So yeah, just gonna have 2 on the back, and I know that voids the warranty, but whatever, it'll hold. All right, guys, after you get however many brackets you're doing in the dust shield secured, again, confirm it's not sitting on the caliper. Now, go get you some zip ties, or your kit may come with it, and just go around and zip tie where the brackets were. And then you have this red tape on mine. Pull that's on the double-sided tape, so when you rip that off, then you can come around and confirm, you know, it's stuck, it's secured onto the wheel ring. All right, guys, after you pull the red tape and zip tie, make sure it's good and secure to the actual wheel light. I took the wires, twisted them a little bit, zip tied them. I'm gonna run it flush with this line right here, and I'm probably gonna come up here and run down this way, because my truck, it's just a diesel, it's got 2 batteries. I'm gonna run the accessories to the battery on this side. So I'll just run it flush with my rock lights and the amp step wire. So yeah, it's super simple. The wiring is the easiest part, but one more wheel light. I'm not gonna video that, but I'll pick you guys up when I do the wiring. All right, guys, it's about 9:30, so got about 3 hours in it tonight. I did both wheel light rings, whatever you want to call them, last night on both back tires, and completely wired it up. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So gotta hook the module up, but yeah, got them hooked up. I'm just gonna do the module tomorrow. It's pretty simple. You literally just plug in all 4. The only thing on these, if you can see this little arrow right there, just have to make sure the arrows match when you plug in the piece that comes from the wheel light. So plug them in, which I pointed to earlier, and then this obviously, it's got an inline fuse, which I like. Now you just run to the battery. So it's pretty simple. Wire, you really can't mess up the wiring, but I'll show you guys real quick how I wired it. And you are gonna need a clothes hanger and someone else to feed it up through the front. And let's see, and to go across right along the back here. But yeah, if you get on the bottom and get someone up top, you can literally just feed the clothes hanger. And just, I used electrical tape on this end, and just feed it up through a hole. Make sure you don't get hung up on any wires. But yeah, let's see. Of course, it's on the other side, but so right here, all I did was literally just follow the brake line to the middle. Then I need to clean my shop up, as you can tell. Here you can kind of see better. So camera keeps focusing, but ran it here, then brought this one over, literally just zip tie it to this brake line, joined them together here, followed factory brake line up to the top. Oh, getting too old for this. Fed it up through here, which you can see it right here. I'll pick it up and hide it, but ran it here, ran it up here. Just go down the frame of the truck. Very, very, very simple. You cannot mess up on the wiring. When you get here, same thing, down the frame of the truck, came in right here, and just shoved the clothes hanger up there. I will say, the front, it's the same as the back. Just follow the factory brake line. I ran it up here, and then on my truck, I went up there, and I actually came down right here and joined where I did the rock lights. And if you guys want to see the rock light video, it'll be on my channel. But yeah, super easy stuff. The wiring, at least, the front, honestly, the light rings, wheel light ring, whatever you want to call it, it was kind of a pain, but it is what it is. It's not that hard. Like I said, I'm not super mechanically inclined, but we got it done. So, and all in all, I probably got like 8 hours in it. So yeah, like I said, I'd pay somebody if I had to do it again. But you know, if you don't want to spend the money on that, it's possible to do it yourself. It's not hard. It's just a pain, really. But yeah, once I get it wired up, show you guys what it looks like. The rock lights are super bright, so if the wheel lights are anything like the rock lights, it's gonna look good. But yeah, so calling it a night. I'll come finish it tomorrow and show you guys what it looks like. Real quick, guys, I wanted to say, didn't want to wait till tomorrow, I'd probably forget, but make sure that you order wheel light extensions. I ended up using 2. If you order the wheel lights off of Adrenaline Off-Road, they only come in 1, so it's just 1 extension. So I had to use 2 for my truck. I don't have the long bed, but they're $10 a piece, so I would just go ahead and order 2 if you're planning on ordering it from them. You're gonna need it. What's going on, guys? It's the next day. Finally got it all hooked up. Super duper easy once you get this far. You got your positive, you got your negative, you got your inline fuse that just sits in here. Super easy, you can't mess it up. Then here's your module with the 2 leads coming off, and then there's 2 leads coming off of this single wire that hooks into the wheel lights. So there's 4 total, which, you know, self-explanatory. It's super easy. I'll show you guys real quick. There's an app. So, forgive my ugly little thumb, I slammed it in the truck door. Didn't win that fight. So, just gonna control, I don't know if this is the rock lights or the wheel lights. It's the rock lights. Super bright. Then we'll come on here. Hold on, I need to cut the rock lights off. Wheel lights. Obviously, the rock lights are the move. I mean, they're way brighter, which, I mean, the wheel lights are tucked in, so, I mean, it makes sense why they're not as bright, but looks pretty cool, I guess. I need to clean these wheels up, I know that much, but anyway, I'll show you with it both on. Let's see. Cut that off. Control. So that's with it all on. I mean, my shop is pitch black. It's super bright. If you guys decide to get one of these or both of these, I highly recommend the rock lights. Big fan of the rock lights, and Adrenaline Off-Road did great with those. Wheel lights are great too, but my personal opinion, I like the rock lights better. But yeah, if you guys stuck around with me this long, I really appreciate it. I know it was a bumpy ride with the wheel lights. Check out my rock light video install. Super easy as well. But yeah, anyways, I'll kick it into a quick little montage. Thanks, guys.